What is wrong with me? If you have ever been awake at 3 in the morning asking that question, you know the feeling. You do the hard work, you make progress, and then something knocks you completely off course. I want you to stay right here because that question is not the truth about you. It's just what a setback feels like from the inside. Today, we're going to give you 3 practical components you can use the moment a setback hits. They are building awareness, adjusting your approach, and changing the narrative. If you use them in order, you will move through the setback instead of being buried by it.
I'm Terry, and this is my wife, Donna. We had to rebuild our lives from the ground up after 50, not in theory, but in practice. Starting over with almost nothing. What we share on this channel are the tools that actually worked. Real strategies, real experience. Before we get into the 3 components, I want you to know something because it might make you feel a little less alone in this. Science shows a clear difference in how men and women respond to a setback. Studies reveal that women with a roadblock respond to these situations differently than men. They might replay the moment over and over. They might dwell in the emotion and ultimately conclude that the problem is not them, not the situation, not the circumstance, themselves. Men tend to see setbacks as an external problem. That is a fundamental difference. And for women who are rebuilding after 50, it means the mental weight of a setback is often heavier than the setback itself.
That research hits close to home for me because I lived it. I want to share something personal and involves my past experience with abuse. It was more than just physical, it was emotional and mental too. For years, I was trapped in a severe cycle of abuse by my ex-husband. It started with belittling, then escalated to physical violence, pushing and grabbing. It reached a point where he strangled me, trying to kill me, and even tried to push me off the back of his motorcycle. The times I tried to leave, he tried to stop me by grabbing me and throwing things at me. When I did manage to leave, he would call me up, call me all kinds of names, and insist I could not make it on my own. Then he would call me back and apologize and beg me to come home. Because I was struggling, and his words that I couldn't make it on my own echoed in my head, so I would go back.
It's a difficult cycle to break when your confidence has been completely stripped away.
It truly is. I felt like a failure because I could not fix my marriage, and I felt like a failure because I could not make it on my own. Or that's what I thought. The question, what is wrong with me, was on a continuous loop. I was trapped in that cycle until I completely surrendered the situation to God. I prayed, Lord, if you want me to stay in this abusive, unfaithful marriage, I will, but if not, open the door. Well, that very night, the door opened. I left, and this time I went no contact. But even after leaving for the final time, I still needed time to heal. Even 11 years later, those negative thoughts still try to find their way back in. What I had to learn, and what I want you to hear right now, is that a setback does not mean your life is a mess. It means something in your approach needs adjusting. And there is a structure for that.
What got Donna through and what we want to hand you today are the 3 components that will get you through those setbacks. Let us walk through each one right now.
The first component is build awareness. When those old, heavy thoughts come rushing back, do not try to force them away. Just observe them. Become aware of them, like watching a storm roll in from the porch instead of standing out there in the rain. For me, that looks like writing prophetic poetry to get the feeling out of my head and onto paper. But even if you aren't a writer or like to journal, just the act of imagining yourself outside of the situation breaks the spiral. Whether you pour it into a poem or simply visualize that storm rolling by, you are pulling yourself into a calmer place.
The second component is adjust your approach. After I came out of recovery for alcoholism, I relapsed. The second time around, I made a decision that nearly cost me everything. I thought I could manage it on my own. No support, no structure, cold turkey. My body couldn't handle it. I ended up in a coma. When I woke up, I had a choice. I could decide the goal was impossible, that I was too far gone, or I could decide that the approach had failed, not the goal. I chose the approach. That distinction saved my life. A setback is not a stop sign. It is a course correction. It is a moment the situation shows you what needs to change. If one part of your daily routine has fallen apart, you don't throw out the entire day. You adjust that one part. You keep building.
The third component is change the narrative. One Sunday, my pastor said something to the congregation that I have never forgotten. He said, "Stop asking what is wrong with you, and instead start asking what is right." That simple change made all the difference. Then when heavy thoughts surface, I choose to look at how far I've come. I reflect on the last 12 years and see how well I'm actually doing. It allows me to look to the future with hope. For you, it might help to keep a running list of 3 things you have done right this week or felt good about. These do not have to be grand accomplishments. They can be small wins. Maybe you made your bed, you made the call you had been avoiding, or you chose peace instead of panic. A list like that reminds you that the story in your head is not the truth. How far you have come, what is good about your life now, that is the truth. The stumbling blocks are just in the path. They are not who you are.
Do not be afraid of a setback. You cannot stumble standing still. It means you're moving. If you are not sure where your rebuild needs its most attention right now, we put together a free assessment at rebuildwithclarity.com. It only takes about 3 minutes, and it will show you exactly where to focus first so you are not throwing energy at the wrong area while the real problem goes unaddressed.
Whatever brought you to watch this video, our free 3-minute clarity assessment is a clear and honest setting point. It helps you get your bearings and figure out where to focus your energy next.
If you are ready to go deeper and want a complete structured plan for your rebuild, we invite you to explore the Estate Experience program. Inside, you will find the Financial Freedom Anchor, including the financial ledger that I built from the ground up. It goes well beyond daily tracking to a full 360-month projection, so you can fund the future that you're actually building on your own terms.
Rebuilding your life involves much more than finances. The Estate Experience features the Inner Peace Anchor as well, which utilizes my True North method of the heart, soul, mind, and strength. This framework helps you align your goals with your core values. It also teaches you how to manage your internal climate, set personal boundaries, and protect your energy for the life you're building. Our video on the True North method is linked here on the screen. It's a great next step.
When a setback comes, and it will, come back to the 3 components: build awareness, adjust your approach, and change the narrative. You have more strength than that voice is telling you right now. We are glad you're here, and we'll see you in the next one.